Well, hello again there, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Kid bringing you another episode of StarCraft for Kids, and this will be game number 5 of the IEM Finals at the Intel Extreme Masters. And in case you've missed the first 4 games, it is now 2-2 between these guys. First game was won by SKMC, who is the red Protoss spawning down here in the left bottom corner of Antigua Shipyard, and over here on the right as the blue Terran we have EGPuma. Now the first game was won by MC with a pretty aggressive push early on. The first game was won by MC, with an early push, and then Puma won the next 2, basically because he was able to effectively defend those, and then SKMC brought it back in game 4 with just a lot of harassment, and then finally it ended with a mass Blink Stalker push on Entombed Valley into the base of Puma. So far a great series, relatively short games, going kind of in the same fashion that MC's games always go. He likes to end them pretty quick. He likes to do a lot of 2-base pushes, play very aggressively. So far in this series, we've seen Puma do a lot of macro style. A lot of his games, he's thrown down this barracks, he's walled this off relatively early, thrown down a command center so that he could expand behind 1 racks, and then he's gone into the mid game with, in the last game it was Marauders, the game before that it was Siege Tank, so he plays pretty macro heavy, and then MC likes to do a lot of just aggression the whole time. So let's go ahead and take a look at this map while both these players are setting up. Once again, this is an excellent map for these two. I really like the map choices in this series already. I don't feel like we've seen any maps that have really favored one race over the other, especially because on this map it's very easy for both races to take a 3rd base relatively early, because your natural expansion is almost better defended than your main base. Look at this. You've got 1 Expo coming in. It's relatively easy to make sure that drops aren't going to happen that easily, because they've got to fly past your main, or they've got to come up through this corridor, which is pretty easy to spot before they get to your base. And then also both teams have a pretty easy job of defending their expansions. High ground right here is very good for using with siege tanks, Colossus even. And it's very easy for Protoss. Protoss like to wall off right here with some gateways, maybe put a couple cannons down. Terran will, throw down a command center, wall off here with some supply depots. So overall, this map is very good for both of these races to get macro going. And the key position on this map, for those of you who maybe haven't played this map a lot, is this area right here. Now, on this version of the map, there are not gold expos here. I believe it's, just the latter version of this map. These are gold expansions. And a lot of the game is decided from this position right here, this Zelnaga, because it's on the high ground, so obviously you get the range, you get the scouting advantage, and it makes it so it's very easy to either defend or attack these expansions, which eventually need to be taken, because once you've taken your 3rd base, and obviously you've got this your natural, here's your 3rd, where do you go from here? You can go all the way over here, which it's hidden, but if it gets scouted out, you're in big trouble, because that is a long way from your main base. And there we go. MC gonna go ahead, poke up a little bit, just see what's going on, see if he can notice anything. I believe he will have seen the bunker going down. Yeah, he did see that. So he does see a little bit of turtling by Puma. And look at this. Puma going a little unstandard compared to what he usually does. Going to go ahead and prepare for a Hellion drop. I really like this, because so far in this series, MC has only seen Puma go for basically an early command center. And this could take him by surprise if he's not paying attention. And this bunker is definitely going to make him think that there is some kind of macro going on behind this, that there's going to be some there's going to be a command center back here or something, leaving these stalkers here to see if he can't do anything with them. And look at this, Hellion's getting dropped on the low ground. He's not even taking the medvac with it, but it was spotted by this probe. So it's definitely going to come down to MC to make sure that this doesn't do too much damage. And beautiful force field right there, stopping those Hellions from getting into the main base, but he did line them up right there and lost a lot of probes right there to this. And he needs to be careful with these sentries or else he's going to lose them to these Hellions. And, losing one Hellion there, two Hellions. And, beautiful micro there on at least the sentries. But MC losing a lot of harvesters to that push. That is bad news for him. However, this is risky for our Terran player because he did just lose, I believe, 300 minerals worth of Hellions right there. Now this is a good, I do like this by Puma chasing these stalkers out of here. He wants to be able to drop down a command center, which he is about halfway done with right here. He needs to be able to expand, especially now that he knows this Nexus is already working. And obviously with this medvac, that's going to make it so the stalker can't really do very much. MC wants to be careful that it doesn't take much hull damage. He doesn't want to lose this stalker this early, or else these Marines will just push right up into his base and do a lot of damage. Now, this pylon right here, we'll see if MC is definitely going to use this in the future. He'll probably throw down, yeah, he's got 4 gateways right now. Most likely we'll see him drop quite a few more. And look at this, we've got to drop into the base, and I'd love to see it right here. Beautiful placement by Puma. He's going to throw these Marines down here, and they are going to become so much more dangerous here because the surface area for these Zealots to attack from is so bad. And MC does not want to lose these sentries, even losing 2 of them to these Marines. That was definitely a great play by our Terran player. He forced some Zealot production. He actually killed quite a few. He killed, I think, 2 Zealots and at least 1 sentry in that. And at the same time, though, Puma definitely going to be able to need to do a little bit of damage of his own. These supply depots need to be raised up, and it looks like Puma will be able to clean this up if he can at least snipe these stalkers. That'll be great. And I don't know if there's a whole lot of MC can do right there. He's going to go ahead and pull back. Puma has seen this pylon, so he will want to go ahead, take that out, make sure that MC can't do what he's done in so many games with this series where he just makes a huge push off of his 2 bases. And yeah, a great little engagement by both players right there. Let's look at the units lost. The Protoss losing twice as much as the Terran. Puma looking great right now. This means that MC definitely needs to do something that's going to be very cost efficient. He wants to make sure that he's keeping his units. If we go to the production tab, he did just finish his Twilight Council. He's going to go ahead and Chrono Boost Blink out. I like this. This is going to allow these stalkers to be very cost efficient. Maybe basically just blink micro, get the stalkers out as their shields drain out, and just do as much damage as possible before they start taking hull damage. Puma knows at this point that he is in a bit of a lead. This will allow him to take some time to do some drops, do some harassment, just keep the Protoss scared, keep him in his base, and that's exactly what he's doing with this right now. Let's see if MC spots it. He did definitely see it. He's pulling his stalkers back into his base. He wants to snipe these medvacs as they come in. Now, a very common thing that we'll see right here is as the Terran engages right here, it's very easy to pull back and then elevator into the base right around here. He'll pull his whole army into those medvacs and then drop them up on this ledge, forcing the Protoss player to engage on multiple places and sort of chase the Terran around. Because even with Blink, I like to think that the Terran army is more mobile at this point. Even trying to snipe this gateway, I don't think that's really a good idea. These stalkers will be able to handle that. And I do think it's interesting at this point, Puma is starting on upgrades, but MC really hasn't done much right now. And he is going to push out with this, and if Puma's not careful, he's going to lose these medvacs. There we go, the offensive blink. He's going to try and get at least one. If he hadn't worried about that Marine, he totally could have at least gotten one. And there we go, these medvacs are in trouble. 2 go down. And almost a 3rd right there. Puma needs to make sure that he doesn't give this win to MC right now. And look at this, MC ready to do a push. He's going to use this blink micro to keep these stalkers alive as long as possible, and even bringing sentries up. Most likely we'll see force fields go around right here, try and trap some of that army and keep those SCVs back here. And MC doing a good job with that push. I believe he had to have at least evened it out a little bit. Yeah, he evened out the units lost a little bit. But still behind this, Puma is going to be able to expand. He's going to be able to throw up this this command center, bring it over here relatively soon, and he's going to be looking really good. He's throwing down more barracks. He's got all of the upgrades from the tech lab that he's going to need, and he definitely needs to get these SCVs back to work before they completely waste themselves.